I heard the silent cry of your heart. I know you feel the waiting has been too long, but I myself prepared this very encounter to give you definitive direction. Before the great change you so desperately seek finally descends upon your life, there is an undeniable truth that your soul needs to hear until the very last second. If the gentle touch of this word already begins to warm your faith, leave your message of love below. Write in the comments your name, the country, state and city from which your soul seeks me now, and what time the clock hands show at the exact moment of this spiritual embrace, and in a very intimate way, like a heartfelt outpouring, declare to me there, Lord my God, I am here. I have signed up here because I love you and my greatest need is to hear you. As a gesture of surrender, mark this union. Confirm your subscription to our channel, leave your sign of affection in this message, and activate the celestial notification alert so you don't miss my next calls. Stay with me until our farewell. I will give you a crystal clear answer at the end. A sealed phrase will be whispered to your heart at the closing, and upon each daughter who writes this revelation in the comments, I will release prophetic and abundant blessings in faith. I intimately know the weight of your waiting. I feel how the dawns drag on, and how the silence often makes you question whether I have turned my face away from your pain. But my silence has never been abandonment. It is the secret ground where I build the foundations of your miracle. It is recorded in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. This time of silence has not come to destroy you, but to empty what hurt you and prepare your hands for the weight of the glory that is coming. The desert has borders, and I am already guiding your steps out of this dry land. There is a powerful mystery hidden within this stillness you have endured, an invisible force that will change your story in a way your mind cannot yet comprehend. But, in order for you to receive the new, we need to look at the wounds you try to hide from me. If you feel my presence enveloping you, share this message as an act of compassion and tell me in your heart, what is the invisible fear that screams within your silence? Write the word fortress in the comments to seal your courage, and remain attentive to my whisper, because your healing has already begun to move. I feel the deep pain you keep in your chest, the one that no one else can see. I know the moments when your soul seems to suffocate and the weight of disappointments tries to crush your hope. Do not think that your suffering has gone unnoticed by my omniscience. When anguish gripped your heart and you collapsed in silence, believing you were completely alone, I was there, sustaining your faith and gathering every fragment of your sadness. My word assures you in the book of Psalms, chapter 56, verse 8, you keep track of my wanderings, you put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book? Not one of your tears has been lost in oblivion. I validated every exhausted dawn and every sigh of despair. The people around you may have ignored your pain, but to me your suffering has always been heard. It is precisely through this fragility that your spirit is being molded into something sublime. You have never been forgotten by me. My love for you is an eternal covenant, stronger than the storms that try to bring you down. However, for the new season to finally dawn and bring the change you so long for, there is a revelation about your own worth that I still need to deliver to you. The scenario is changing in the spiritual world, but there is a step your soul will need to take in the coming moments. If my care is calming your inner self now, mark this moment of communion by savoring this offering of love. I invite your heart to definitively enroll in this refuge and share this sacred word, so that other weary souls may also find rest. Let me ask you with all my tenderness, what is the painful memory that still weighs on you, and that you plead me to remove today? Write the word consolation in the comments, declaring that you accept my relief and remain attentive, for a transformative calling is about to reach your life. I see how your hands, even weary from life's battles, still seek to plant good. This great change I am preparing for you is not only spiritual, but also a harvest of all the faithfulness you have sown amidst your own pain. If it is possible for your life, and only if there is lightness in your heart, transform your gratitude today into a seed of love for this work. Consider my affection and the sacrifice of my Son Jesus, and support this purpose using the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. There, You will find fertile ground where your contribution of love can be deposited and consecrated before me, the Creator of all things. You can contribute any amount. Remember this. Only what fits in your heart. I receive it with the purest joy. It doesn't matter the size of your offering, but the sincerity of your soul in giving. Remember that what is little for you can be immense sustenance for the one who receives it. My beloved daughter, whoever contributes with a sincere heart, I ask that you do not forget to leave your name and city along with your offering of love. For on the first day of the month that begins, in a unique and special meeting on our Divine Love the Voice of God channel, your name will be remembered and honored in the form of gratitude through prayer. For it is written in the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 25, "A generous soul will prosper, and he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed." Each offering made in faith during its preparation is a precious seed before me, your Lord. And I assure you that none of them will fail to bear fruit in this new season. I watch over you in secret and always reward the sight of all. Remain with me until the end of this message, because I still long to touch your heart with my voice. I contemplate the nobility of your spirit and your pure intention to walk beside me, spreading light. I know that sometimes when trying to offer your loving support, unexpected barriers arise in the world, and systems reject your offer due to strict security measures. My beloved, do not grieve or be discouraged if this happens on the first attempt. I only ask that you contact whoever manages your card and confirm that this beautiful gesture is genuine and deeply desired by you. Then try again with vigor, renewing your valuable offer. Your support is the firm foundation that keeps this work standing, and it will be honored with abundant and infinite blessings. Our divine love deserves this effort, and you know something very intimate. I will make sure to thank you personally. If your intention is pure, whether your contribution arrives now or faces some setback, I myself will meet you in an intimate and welcoming email. I will speak directly to you. The desert you are crossing has mysteriously shaped you. There is a profound purpose behind your trials that is about to be revealed, and that will make you understand the reason for so much waiting. If my whisper warms your soul, enjoy this message with faith. Subscribe to this celestial shelter and share this video so that my light may reach other hearts. Tell me in your intimacy, what virtue does your soul want to offer me today? Write the word sowing in the comments, sealing your trust, and continue listening, for the hidden meaning of your desert is about to be illuminated before you. I feel the weight of the silence in your room when night falls and you are alone with your thoughts. I know the cold of dawn touching your soul, while your weary spirit wonders how long you will have to endure the crossing of this long desert. This arid place, where it seems no seed can sprout, was not designed to be your end. On the contrary, it is the cradle of your greatest spiritual elevation. The relentless struggles you face today are secretly shaping the indestructible structure that will sustain your victory tomorrow. My sacred word reveals in the book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 14, "Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak tenderly to her." It is precisely in the midst of this emotional scarcity, when the voices of the world fade, that I draw you to hear only my direction. Your soul needed to be detached from false earthly securities so that my power could overflow within you. The great change you so desperately yearn for would find no place in a heart that hasn't undergone this profound purification. Each invisible tear and each silent wound are foundations I have carved within you to support the weight of the promise that is on its way. However, I do not wish you to face the arid days without a safe haven and constant guidance to renew your strength with each sunrise. There is something sacred I have prepared especially so that you do not walk alone. If you feel my strong arm supporting you at this moment, mark your faith by liking this message of love. I invite your heart to gently subscribe to this sacred channel and share this light with someone who also walks through hidden deserts. Answer from the depths of your being. What has your soul learned that is most precious in the midst of this invisible storm? Write the word furnace in the comments, declaring that your spirit emerges purified from this valley and remains with me until the end, for I have brought a celestial refuge that will walk with you every day. If your soul longs to delve even deeper with me on this journey of preparation, I have left you a gift in the form of a spiritual journey, which I wrote with extreme love and affection for all my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book, Devotional Divine Love, the Voice of God. It was prepared to be your inexhaustible source of living water in the midst of this desert, to accompany you day after day in profound silence and intimacy, nourishing your hope. Access to this refuge is in the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. It is a gift delivered with all my love and affection, where the only cost required will be your genuine love, your daily presence with me, and your faith. And when you feel in your heart the pure desire to support and contribute to our work and to divine love, the paths to support are also in the same links. To shield our communication and protect our sacred daily encounter, I have prepared 2 sacred and blessed refuges, a group on WhatsApp and another on Telegram. I ask that you enter these 2 spiritual homes so that our love and our daily contact may never be broken by absolutely anything in this world through the same support and contribution link that you already know in the description and the pinned comment. If earthly storms try to extinguish this space of divine love, we will remain unshakable, hand in hand, intact, and blessed for eternity. There will always be a welcoming embrace for your prayers, and I will continue to guide your steps, speaking softly to your heart. In the groups, you can be in constant communion with me, united in requests for blessings and prayers, conversing with one another and also receiving my messages with much more intimacy and closeness. You are my greatest love. You are my divine love forever. I love you infinitely. For it is written in the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verses 22 and 23. The Lord's mercies are the reason we are not consumed, for his mercies never end. They are new every morning. This is my promise to walk with you every morning, renewing your strength. However, for the great change you await to take shape, there is a very heavy anchor that your soul still insists on holding on to, and which we will need to release in the coming moments. If this invitation brought relief to your spirit, cherish this message. Subscribe to this channel to keep our alliance alive, and share this sacred video with someone who longs for daily guidance. Tell me, in your secret place, what does your heart most need me to renew in your life today? Write the word companion in the comments, accepting my constant care, and remain listening, for I will show you what you need to let go of to receive your victory. I feel the heavy weariness in your breath when you try to take a step forward, but your soul seems trapped by an invisible anchor. I know that feeling of inner paralysis when the past insists on dictating your future and old disappointments whisper that nothing will work out again. You have been holding tightly to the memories of those who hurt you, the flaws you cannot forgive in yourself, and the dreams that have crumbled along the way. But, my beloved daughter, your hands are so full of this painful yesterday that there is no free space to receive the great change that I am already sending for your tomorrow. My promise resonates like a breath of renewal in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verses 18 and 19. Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth, shall you not know it? This is the sacred moment for you to open your spiritual hands and release the shackles. What is left behind no longer has power over your destiny, unless you continue to feed those shadows with your affliction. Surrender to me the sorrows that weigh on your heart and the resentments that still embitter your sleepless nights. Your profound liberation begins the very second you decide that your new story with me is immensely more precious than your past of pain. Renunciation is not a loss. It is the cleansing of the soil where your miracle will germinate. However, in releasing this heavy burden, your heart will be exposed and vulnerable. There is a very old mark, an invisible wound that throbs deep within your being, and it needs to be healed by me before true peace can settle in. If you feel my spirit breaking these chains at this very moment, embrace this message as an act of total surrender. Sign up for this divine journey so we can walk hand in hand and share this word of affection with that soul who also desperately needs to be freed from yesterday. Confide in me in the silence of your heart. What forgiveness is most difficult for you to release today? Write the word freedom in the comments, declaring that your past no longer dominates you, and remain attentive to my voice, for I am about to pour my restorative balm upon your most hidden pain. I intimately know the deep mark that has remained hidden deep within your being. I feel the tight knot in your throat that often prevents you from breathing peacefully. And I know the weight in your chest that throbs on the days when the memory of rejection, misunderstanding, and abandonment tries to suffocate you. These are the invisible wounds, those that don't bleed for the world to see, but that hurt intensely and drain drop by drop your joy of living and your faith in tomorrow. It is wonderfully revealed in my word, in the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. This divine touch that I promise you is not a distant theory nor an empty promise. It is the spiritual reality that I am working within you at this very moment of communion. When life's disappointments demanded that you be strong all the time, when you had to swallow your tears to care for others and keep your home standing, your own heart was fragmenting in complete silence. But today, my omnipotent love descends to envelop every shattered piece of your soul. I pour my fresh healing oil upon your oldest pain, stitching together your lacerated emotions with the unbreakable thread of my restoration. Let my presence dissolve the bitterness and return lightness to your weary spirit. Your inner healing is the first and most powerful sign that your future is being completely rewritten by my hands. However, while this divine relief penetrates your deepest roots and restores your ability to dream, something majestic has already begun to move in the heavens in your favor. You need to have your spiritual vision awakened to recognize what is already on its way. If you feel my peace calming the troubled beats of your heart, seal this encounter by savoring this offering of love. Subscribe to this sacred shelter so that my constant affection may envelop you every day, and share this celestial message as an act of mercy for someone who also cries over invisible wounds. Confide in me, in the comfort of your spirit. What is the secret pain you feel that has just been touched and closed by my embrace? Write the word balm in the comments, confirming that you accept your emotional healing and remain listening, because the clouds in the sky have already begun to change direction because of you. I feel the subtle change in the rhythm of your breathing. Now that the burden of the past has been released by your hands, and the most hidden wound has begun to close under my touch, your spirit awakens to a new sensitivity. The air surrounding your spiritual life is completely different, and I know that your soul is already beginning to perceive this profound and unprecedented calm within you. The heavens above your house are no longer silent. They have opened in glory, and there is a majestic movement happening in your favor at this very moment, brought about by the tears you shed at my altar. My promise reveals a sacred mystery in the book of Isaiah, chapter 64, verse 4. For since ancient times no one has heard, no ear has perceived, no eye has seen any God besides you, who acts on behalf of those who wait for him. While you closed your eyes in the darkness of your anguish, feeling that nothing was changing in your reality, I was orchestrating the improbable for your good. The alignment of my answers regarding your peace, your home, and your journey is already complete in eternity. What once seemed a painful void is now the sacred ground where your restitution begins to descend. Do you feel that gentle breeze of hope touching the strings of your heart? It is the unmistakable sound of abundant rain approaching the dry land of your history. However, the magnitude of this turnaround is so sacred that your inner self will need to assume one last posture of faith. There is a final alignment that your soul must accept so as not to miss any detail of what I am about to deliver to you. If the certainty of this victory breaks the last barriers of your fear, confirm your faith by enjoying this spiritual offering. Join this divine cenacle so that our intimacy is never lost with the passing of days, and share this sublime revelation with that heart that almost gave up hope. Reveal to me, in the most absolute secrecy of our affection, what is the miracle that your faith, even trembling, can already glimpse on the horizon of your hope. Write the word sign in the comments, attesting that your spiritual vision is illuminated, and remain in my embrace, for the final direction to take possession of your miracle will be whispered into your spirit now. I feel the pulse of hope that begins to warm the center of your soul. The great change that I have prepared since eternity is already at the door of your destiny, but for it to take hold and remain in your life, your inner self needs to assume the posture of one who has already received victory. You can no longer look at your tomorrow through the lens of fear or with the shadow of doubt. The final preparation I ask of you now is not about physical effort, but about widening the tent of your heart to bear the immensity of the joy that is coming. My word calls you to this position of faith in the book of Joshua, chapter 3, verse 5. Consecrate yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. Sanctifying your inner self today means cleansing your mind of that old pessimism that whispers your blessing will be short-lived. It means silencing the paralyzing fear that your miracle might be stolen before it even happens. I am sealing your story with lasting peace, but you need to prepare your spirit to embrace the abundance, emotional health, and clear direction I am pouring over your days. Your soul needs to agree with the heavens and say yes to the full restoration that has already been granted to you by spiritual right. Every tear wiped away was a preparation for this very moment of liberation. The moment of final surrender is approaching, and there is a prophetic word that will definitively seal this our encounter and unlock your courage forever. If your faith is awakened and prepared for this new season, mark this moment of glory by enjoying this offering of light. Subscribe your life to this channel so that our covenant of love may be constant and unbreakable throughout the journey, and share this spiritual urgency with that dear soul who is also on the verge of their own miracle. Tell me, in the sacred recesses of your being, what is the dormant dream that you finally feel ready to live under my protection? Write the word alignment in the comments, declaring that your spirit is ready to receive it, and do not let go of my hand now, for the supreme revelation that will change your path will be whispered in your heart in our last and deepest embrace. I contemplate the profound rest that has finally found its home in your spirit. Your long walk through the desert, the silence of your invisible pain, and the wounds that have now been lovingly healed by my forgiveness were not accidents of life. All of this was the prepared and purified ground for this new and dazzling season of glory. Your hidden tears were not in vain, for my love wove every detail of your miracle in the hiding place of your faith. As I announced in the ancient scriptures, those who wait on me always renew their strength. Soar with wings like eagles, walk and never tire. Your strength is now unshakable, because it is I who dwell within you and sustain your journey. At the beginning of this sacred encounter of souls, I promised you a definitive answer, a celestial key that would unlock all the doors of your tomorrow and dispel any shadow of doubt or fear. And the supreme answer that I whisper now, directly into the depths of your soul, so that it may echo for eternity and shield your life, is this: I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Write this exact divine truth in the comments. Declare this phrase with all your faith, as proof of your total surrender and as a loving response to heaven, accepting that absolutely nothing can paralyze your steps anymore. But our walk hand in hand does not cease at this moment. My voice will continue to guide you, to heal you, and to unveil the most sublime mysteries of your tomorrow. There is a sacred list of messages, a continuous selection of celestial encounters prepared in the playlist of this refuge of love. Where other answers that your heart still seeks already await you, continue listening to my voice and let my embrace guide you. Before your soul fully rests in my peace, may I ask you something very intimate? Now that your hope has been reborn and your victory has already been decreed in the spiritual world, what is the deepest whisper of gratitude that your heart wishes to offer me? I am your unshakable fortress. I am the light that never fades on your path. I am your divine love for all eternity.